Take a look at this sequence. A majestic panther cub wandering through a sun-dappled library, eventually discovering a glowing jewelry box. It looks like a high-end commercial that required a massive location budget and a full camera crew. But no physical cameras were involved. This entire 60-second narrative was generated by artificial intelligence using Google Flow, a creative studio platform. To get started, you don't need to install any heavy software or buy a subscription. You just navigate to labs.google/flow in your web browser and sign in with a standard Google account. The technical wall between having a cinematic idea and actually producing it is gone. Anyone with an internet connection can now execute at this level of visual storytelling. Once you're in the studio, click New Project to open a blank canvas. At the bottom of the screen, hit the plus button labeled Agent. This agent acts as your digital creative director. Instead of forcing you to write complex technical parameters one by one, you give it a plain English brief, and it translates that idea into the specific prompts needed to build your project. Before we ask it to make anything, we need to understand the platform's constraints. Generating images inside Flow costs absolutely nothing, but turning those images into video consumes a limited budget of pro credits. To protect that balance, open the Agent Settings menu right above the prompt bar. Do this before you submit your initial brief. Find the rule that says Confirm before generating and set it to Always. This forces the AI to check in with you before it spends resources on a clip you might not even want. Next, lock in your environmental output settings. Set your default aspect ratio to 16:9 for standard video. For your models, select Nano Banana 2 for images and OmniFlash for the video engine, then hit Save. By locking down these permissions and parameters up front, you stop the tool from burning through your balance on random guesses, turning it into a collaborative partner that only executes when you approve. When you hand the agent your brief, like our luxury jewelry film, it replies with a text-based 6-shot storyboard. It also gives you 3 options to begin generation. You can start with the character, the setting, or the full storyboard grid. This is where you have to follow a strict order of operations. Never ask the AI to generate a full sequence of shots until you have firmly established the specific visual assets that will be in those shots. Start by telling the agent to generate the main subject as an isolated step. We select the option to generate the panther cub first, review the concept renders, and approve the one that fits our brief. With the character set, you do the exact same thing for the environment. Tell the agent to generate the grand library setting on its own, completely separate from the animal, and lock in the background. Now that you have approved the specific subject and the specific room, instruct the agent to generate the full storyboard grid. It will merge those 2 locked references into a cohesive 6-panel visual plan. If you skip straight to generating a scene, the AI guesses the details frame by frame, resulting in subjects and rooms that morph randomly. Forcing this linear path, character, then location, then action, is the only way to avoid the visual inconsistencies that expose AI-generated video. Now we turn those static panels into motion. Instruct the agent to animate the locked shots, and it will begin queuing up the actual video files, bringing the scenes to life. Once a clip finishes rendering, look directly underneath the video player. There is a small text input field there labeled Describe Your Edits. If the shot isn't quite right, you don't have to start over and rewrite the foundational prompt. You can just type a natural language instruction into that box, like reframe this as a slow push-in, and the model will adjust the specific camera movement. When you're satisfied with the generated clips, shift your focus to the left sidebar. Click on the Scenes tab to open up a blank timeline editor across the bottom of your workspace. Open your media library and hit the Add Clip button on the videos you finalized. This drops each clip directly into the timeline. Arrange these clips sequentially. Follow the strict order of the storyboard the agent initially built, so the narrative tracks perfectly from the opening establishing shot down to the final product reveal. Hit play on the sequence. Watch the full runback to verify that the timing works and the story flows exactly as intended. Generating isolated clips is easy. Taking those raw visual elements and deliberately structuring them on a timeline is what bridges the gap between random generation and intentional filmmaking. To finalize the process, go to the top left corner of the interface. Click on the default project title and rename it to clearly identify your new asset. Then click the 3-dot menu in the top right and select Download Project. The platform packages every individual piece of media you created, along with the final stitched video cut, into a single zip file on your hard drive. In just a few structured steps, we built a complete sequence that matches the aesthetics of legacy luxury brands. The tools to produce this level of content are sitting entirely open in your browser right now. The true advantage in this landscape belongs exclusively to those who execute with these tools, not just those who observe them.